Chicho, turn that thing up. Shalom, shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Most High Christ bless. You are now tuned in to the Natives Hour, home of the 10 tribes. All praise to the Most High. So I'm Captain Gaddard to my right.
Also, Uriel.
All praises. And today, we going to go over a few things. We might make some of y'all mad out there. We might make some of you mad, especially those that's celebrating the Day of the Dead. We're going to find out what we're talking about.
Let's bring it out.
Let's pull up the first article. Let's pull up the first. Oh, is it a video? Pull it up. Pull it up.
It's an article, I think it is.
Pull it up.
Yep.
You Mexicans out there. Let me see. Go down. That's not it, right?
Yeah. No,
go down. No Dia de los Muertos. Is it Mexican? You got it?
I got you.
That sounded about right to me.
No Dia de los Muertos.
Okay.
Is it Mexican Halloween?
Hey! All praise to the Most High. Go down, bro. All praise to the Most High.
Hey, y'all let me know now. Y'all let me know. Put in the comments. Let me know if I'm doing all right.
Let him know, y'all. Let him know.
All right, all praises. Although dwindling in number, is that the beginning? Let me see. Go
down.
Go down.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
that's
okay.
Right.
All praises. All right.
Hold on. Show the picture. Go up. Go to stop. It says people disguised as Katrina, Mexican representation of death, take part in the Go ahead, brother.
Catrina's
parade along Reforma Avenue in Mexico City. Look at that, y'all. So our brothers and sisters in Mexico painting their face to be a portrait of death. Ain't that something? Go down. Go ahead, bro.
Although dwindling in number, there are still many Americans who have never heard of Dia de los Muertos, a day of the dead. Those who have heard of it but don't really know much about it sometimes refer to it as Mexican Halloween. While Halloween and Day of the Dead do share common roots, they are totally different holidays. One major distinction is that Halloween is only one night, whereas the Day of the Dead is actually a 3-day event.
So Issachar turned it up.
Right.
Issachar saying, "No, we ain't celebrating one Day of the Dead. We celebrating 3 days of the dead."
Right. You know, partying with Northern Kingdom, you already
know it's going down.
It's going down.
It's going down.
Held hostage for about a week in a house doing a Macarena for a whole week. You like
see the Macarena? Yeah, Macarena. All right.
For about a whole week.
Amazing.
All right, man. Go back. Say one major distinction is that Halloween is only one night, whereas the Day of the Dead is actually a 3-day event that is just getting started.
Right, just getting started
on October 31st.
On Halloween. So they start Day of the Dead on Halloween.
Yep.
Of America's Day of the Dead. Because Halloween is another term for Day of the Damn Dead.
Right.
That's what they represent. Yep. That's why you got your kids dressing up as jack-o'-lanterns,
demons,
skeletons, demons, murderers.
Right.
Got your kids dressing up as death. Representation of death. That's what Halloween is.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Halloween is short for All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve. Go ahead.
The night before All Saints Day. A Catholic.
A what?
Catholic.
Oh, here go Christianity coming back to haunt you.
Right.
Literally. Here go Christianity hunting the people again.
Inserting themselves wherever they can.
The Catholic. Go ahead.
A Catholic celebration.
Catholic celebration.
Commemorating saints and martyrs. All Souls Day. Honoring all the Christian departed, follows on November 2nd. Taken together, the 3 events are sometimes referred to as All Hallowtide, and all of them are part of the Day of the Dead celebration.
All of them are part of Day of the Dead. Let's get something straight real quick. Give me Matthew 22. Let's get something straight right now. Ain't no way in heck, I'm going to say heck. I don't want to offend nobody out there, so I'm going to say heck today. Ain't no way in heck that God is behind how you say it?
Dios de los muerte.
De las muerte.
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 Muerte. Muerte.
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about, though. Ain't no way God is behind the Day of the Doggone Dead. Ain't no way God is behind Halloween. You got the white man celebrating Halloween and not Judah celebrating. And we got some what you Judah celebrating Halloween. Oh, you glad today is Nato's hour.
Right.
You glad we going to Nato's hour home of the 10 tribes.
Right.
Because you Judites out there selling, you so-called African Americans celebrating Halloween, dressing your little badass Babylon kid up as what he is, the devil.
That's right. He already is.
He already a demon outside of Halloween, and then you dress him up as a demon on Halloween. Right. And then you're wondering why the kid can't get straight A's.
You know what I'm saying?
You wonder why your tan is behind up every day.
And it don't faze him.
You just dressed him up as a demon.
Right.
But then when he act like a demon outside of Halloween, everything is Gucci.
It's all right.
Everything is okay.
Right.
Give me Matthew 22 and verse 32.
Matthew chapter 22 and verse 32.
Verse 31.
Verse 31. But as touching the resurrection of the dead.
Go ahead.
Have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by God, saying,
Read.
I am the God of Abraham.
I am the God of Abraham.
And the God of Isaac.
Read.
And the God of Jacob. God is not.
Is what?
Is not.
Go ahead.
The God of the dead.
Read.
But of the living.
God said he ain't the God of the dead. Dang. He is not the God of the dead. So how you going to put his name behind Halloween? How you going to put his name behind Los Muertos, the Day of the Dead? How you going to put that? God say he ain't the God of the dead. But of what?
But of the living.
But of the living. And that's what we're doing right now. We living, keeping God's commandments.
Right.
Go ahead, go back. Go ahead.
Wait, go up just a little bit. Let me read that last part. Let me go up a little bit more. Right there. All right. It says the night before All Saints Day, a Catholic celebration. What you just was reading, what you just brought out, Cap. A Catholic celebration commemorating saints and martyrs. All Souls Day, honoring all the Christian departed. So the Catholic Church has inserted themselves and now honoring where it says that All Souls Day, honoring all the Christian departed. Well, we just read that God just said he's not a God of the dead; he's a God of the living. So
so let's say what you said of that
right there on
involving all of what
it says.
Where you at?
Right there, the last sentence it says All Souls Days, honoring all the Christian departed. Follows on November 2nd. Taken together, the three events are sometimes referred to as All Hallowtide, and all of them are part of the
honoring
Day of the Dead.
All Christian departed. Give me Colossians 2, please. Where in the world, in the Bible,
right,
did they honor all Christians departed? The disciples didn't do that. Right. The disciples wasn't setting up altars and putting people's faces and bringing their favorite food.
Right. They weren't painting their faces.
Painting their faces as death.
Yeah, man.
To celebrate Jesus dying.
Right.
To celebrate Paul and John the Baptist dying.
All of our they
didn't do that.
They put their life on the line.
They didn't do that. Read that.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8.
Read it out.
Beware, lest any man spoil you.
You got to understand. That man that spoiled us is a so-called white man.
Yep.
Absolutely 100% every day of the week. What? How many days of the year? 365? 365. 365. This white man has spoiled us. Read.
Beware lest any man spoil you.
Beware lest any man spoil you. Read on.
Through philosophy.
And
vain deceit.
And vain. All of the stuff that we doing is vain.
Right.
This stuff means nothing. But we think it's actually of God. It's okay. My pastor dressing up as the boogeyman, and he's giving out candy in church.
Right. That's something that
that's something they do.
God.
They set up the church as the haunted house.
What they call it? Trunk or treat or something like that?
I don't know. Church or treat, some crazy mess.
That's crazy.
Some crazy mess. They call good. No, they call evil good. Like you read in Isaiah chapter 5.
Right.
They call evil good and good evil.
Well, they're not going out in the community knocking on doors.
At least it's better than going out knocking on doors and finding a razor blade in their sneaker bar.
Right.
Hey, pull up a video. Matter of fact, I'm gonna find it for you. Go ahead.
Hey, Christianity is a damn drug, man. It's a drug for our people, man. Y'all got to get up out of that, man. It's horrible because our people, we are brainwashed, man. We come in that thing, man. We don't even ask questions. And half of the times we don't even care to ask the questions. Hey, it's for the kids. It's for the kids. That's what they'll say. Half of the times when it comes down to just because your pastor doing it, don't mean that it's right. Just because the world is following that manner, don't mean that it's right. It's vain. It has no purpose behind it, and yet we do it.
Hey, pull up the video, soldier. I just posted it. Pull up this last video I just posted. Huh?
Yeah, that's crazy, though. That's crazy.
On Nader's Hour.
Let me know if you want me to finish going into this.
Oh yeah. We coming back to it.
Yes, sir.
We gonna pull up this video.
That's crazy, though, man.
Video.
Yeah, Christianity is a drug.
Christianity is a drug.
It's a drug, man. It's horrible.
It's a drug. You know what's crazy? It just keeps giving.
Right.
The more you take it, the more addicted you get.
Right. It's that feel good.
You got it? Come on, pull it up. For all you Halloween goers out there, go ahead, play that thing.
Hey guys, so I took my son trick-or-treating in Vernon, New York this past Halloween. As you can see, okay, these are from us. So as you can see, he's got candy and stuff, normal kid stuff. This is Twizzlers. I was actually about to give him these when I realized that there was something in it. First, I thought it was a bug. I don't know if you guys can really see it here. Can't really see it on the camera. But anyways, at first I was like, ew, maybe it's molded or something. But here, I'm going to open this up because I realized what it was. So
look at this.
See if I can actually get it to stand up maybe so you guys can see. Okay. So I'll do that. I want to be careful. So like I said, we only went trick-or-treating in Vernon, New York. We didn't get candy anywhere else. So let's... Ow. Okay. So you can already see what is poking out of that. It's a fucking piece of crap. My 2-year-old... See if I can even dig it out.
Somebody stuck an AIDS-infected
My
needle
2-year-old.
Never know.
I just almost gave this to him. Like I said, I went into Vernon, New York.
That is crazy.
This was sealed package. It was a little torn, but I figured that was from him rustling around. Okay.
That is crazy.
It's still embedded in this fucking candy. I'm so disgusted by whatever piece of shit.
That is crazy. Hey, you know what? Hey, go trick-or-treat if you want to.
Go trick-or-treat if you want to. And watch the Lord jack your son up.
Right.
Watch the Lord jack your daughter up.
Dang.
Read that again.
Bro, that's crazy. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8.
Read.
Beware lest any man spoil you.
Beware lest any man spoil you. Read on.
Through philosophy.
And you know what? That man could be your pastor. That man could be your boss at work.
Yep.
That man could be your community leader telling you to bring the kids. Dress the kids up as Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
Dress them up as Power Rangers. Dress them up as what's the other one? What's the other one, man? With the dogs? No, you know. What's the one with the dogs? They like a fire truck guy. You got a police dog. Huh? Something. You know what I'm talking about.
Rescue Rangers.
Dress them up as Bob the Builder. Dress them up. God says, don't let this man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Read on.
After the traditions of men.
Because that's what it's after. It ain't after God. It's after the traditions of these devils. Right. Anything that's a tradition of man is not of God.
Right.
If you can't find it in the Bible, it's not of God.
It's of the devil.
It's of the devil.
Yep.
Because the traditions in the Bible are of God.
Right.
God gave the word.
Yep.
Great was the company that published it.
Right.
Read on.
after the rudiments of the world.
After the rudiments of the world.
And not after Christ.
And not after Christ. Go back to the article.
Woo. Go trick-or-treat if you want to.
This stuff ain't after Christ, man. You trick-or-treaters, man. Trick-or-treaters. Trick or treat is telling you in the name that is of the devil. Trick or treat.
Right there. Halloween's connection to the afterlife has largely been stripped from the holiday. The aspect of the holiday that do touch on death, such as the prevalence of ghosts, ghouls, and other spirits, and costumes and decorations, tend to focus on our fear of mortality and the spookiness of the unknown. Go down. The Day of the Dead, on the other hand, focuses squarely on death. It is in the name after all. But rather than treating it as something dark and frightening, the Day of the Dead is largely about laughing in the face of death, as represented by the ubiquitous. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ubiquitous. That's not everyday word. I don't know that word.
Definitely not a Levite word.
Yeah, definitely not.
Definitely not a Haitian word. Go ahead.
Levite.
Haitian.
You ain't right. Ubiquitous skulls and skeletons known as calaveras and Katrinas.
Katrinas. Remember, Katrina means what? The representation of death, I think, right? Keep going.
Which are often depicted dancing or playing music. And though it is about remembering lost loved ones.
Wait a minute. Now, the first part said it focuses squarely on death. Then the second part said it's about remembering lost loved ones. Which one is it?
Right, because
you can't mingle good with evil.
Right.
You can't mingle evil with good. It's impossible to do that. If it's about death, then that's what it's solely about. But now they try to make it good. Oh, you're remembering your Theo. Your Theo.
Right.
Theo Juan.
How he was a drunkard.
Right, drunkard. And died from liver cancer.
He ran over 3 kids.
Right, right.
In his rage.
Was a part of the cartel. Let's remember him.
That's crazy, man.
Go back to the article. Go ahead.
Which are often depicted dancing or playing music. And though it is about remembering lost loved ones, the holiday is more a time to celebrate their memories than to mourn their loss. Yeah, it'd be the bad memories too. The Day of the Dead is a dead of connection.
A day of connection.
A day of connection, excuse me. Remembrance and love. For and with those who have died, the ancestors, said Christine Norgett, author of Days of Death. Days of Life, ritual in the popular culture of Oaxaca. Halloween is completely lacking this important dimension. The Day of the Dead is believing to be a time when the spirits of dead ancestors and relatives return to the world of the living for a visit.
So the Day of the Dead is believed to be a time where your uncle, auntie, grandma, grandpa, mama, daddy, son, daughter, niece, nephew, returns to the world of the living.
For a visit.
For a visit. And what do? You cook them their favorite meals.
Right.
And you believe that they somehow, in the spirit realm,
gonna eat it.
Is gonna eat. It's gonna eat that living worldly meal.
Right.
And that somehow they are smiling at you.
Please.
Their spiritual being is eating that worldly made hot meal.
Right.
Go on.
Halloween has nothing to do with ancestors, said Stanley Brandis, a professor of anthropology at the University of California, Berkeley. Day of the Dead has everything to do with deceased relatives. That's the basis of it. Go down. There's a wide variation in the way the Day of the Dead is celebrated across Mexico, and the holiday is constantly evolving. For example, Halloween costumes are becoming more common in parts of Mexico on October 31st, and large parades have become part of the holiday, especially in Mexico. From October 31st to November 2nd, people across Mexico clean relatives' graves and decorate them with bright flowers, typically marigolds, candles, and things that the deceased loved in life. Food, coffee, alcohol, and tobacco are common. They stay overnight in the cemetery and hold a vigil at their loved one's grave. That's crazy.
We're gonna get to that.
They stay over.
We gonna get to it, bro. We gonna get to it because they believe that they're sitting down with their dead ancestors.
Wow.
And eating their favorite meal.
Wow.
While listening to their favorite music. While smelling their favorite smells.
Hey, so-called Mexicans, wake up, man. Man, Babylon reaches his went to Mexico.
Oh, it's already there. It's been there.
Right.
And you know what's crazy? We've been doing this from the beginning of time.
That's crazy.
Setting up gods to serve, setting up altars. Oh, we gonna dig into it. We's gonna dig into it. Keep going.
It is also very common, especially for the people unable to make an overnight gravesite visit, to build an elaborately decorated altar in their home.
They do what?
Build an elaborately decorated altar in their home.
In their home.
Okay.
All right, go to the next one. Go to the next article. X that out. We don't need that one no more. And we're going to go to the next article or video, whatever we got. I think it should be a video.
Oh, Mexicans, man, wake up, man.
We going to pull some scripts. We're going to pull some scripts. But we want y'all to see just how crazy this sounds. Then we're going to let y'all know how God feels about it. Come on, play that thing. What is Day of the Dead?
What is the Day of the Dead?
So Day of the Dead is a celebration that has been around in Mexico for over 3,000 years.
Arturo Babalito.
I tell you, this thing don't start now. This thing been there for 3,000 years. So that means when the Aztecs, Incas, Mayans, all of them was over here, they all had some form of this celebration.
Right.
The Day of the Dead. Oh, we're going to dig into it. Keep going.
AKA Dr. Babalito, is co-host of the YouTube channel Unsettling Journeys. He explains that the Day of the Dead...
It's an opportunity.
Stop, wait a minute. Just want y'all to know Gad was not doing none of this stuff.
Gad was doing that.
Don't make a claim like that, bro. Gad was not doing no damn Day of the Dead, all right? We might have been worshiping Mother Rock and Father Sky
and eating
Uncle
hearts.
Moon. Might have been doing that. We might have been worshiping cousin Dirk,
cousin Fish.
We might have been praying to Buffalo
and Bigfoot.
Might have been doing that stuff, but we wouldn't celebrate Day of the Dead. If you died, you passed on.
Nah, I thought.
All right, play the video.
For peoples of Central Mexico, more than any other place in the world, to invite their deceased loved ones to partake in a celebration, more specifically a dinner party. Peoples of Central Mexico, they create altar pieces, and in those altar pieces, they offer food. And it's in the idea that for instance, somebody that might have died a year ago, they're gonna come in and have dinner with you. So more than anything, it's a party and a celebration for those that have departed.
The tradition reveals an understanding of death different from Western ideas.
Today we have a very
real quick, let me say something about this cross. Everywhere you see the cross is death.
Right.
Everywhere you see the cross is witchcraft. The cross tells you that Satan is here.
Right. Basically,
Satan is in the room.
Right.
Everywhere.
If you ever needed an image to know where Satan was at, there you
cross.
Go.
Give me Deuteronomy chapter 18. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 9.
Here we go. Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 9.
Lord ain't with this demonic witchcraft, sorcery crap. Come on.
When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee,
go ahead.
Thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations.
The abominations of these nations. We learned it from somewhere. We learned this from somewhere because we wasn't doing this in Jerusalem. The Lord told us how to act.
Yep.
The Lord told us what to do. And if you got caught doing it, you were put to death.
Yep.
The Lord put that thing to death quick.
Bring it out.
We wasn't taught to do this stuff. Read.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Pass through the fire, talking about offering up today, is talking about abortions.
Right.
Read on.
Or that uses divination.
Or uses divination.
Or an observer of time.
Read.
Or an enchanter.
Go ahead.
Or a witch.
Read on.
Or a charmer.
Watch this.
Or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Or a consulter with familiar spirits. Can we look that definition up of divination? Let's look that definition up.
Bring it out.
Let's see how the Lord feel about this thing. Let's see how the Lord feels about this thing.
Yep.
Look that definition up. The Lord saying with that, man. Divination.
D-I-V-I nation.
D-I-V-I nation.
D-I-V-I.
D-I.
Nation.
V-I. Nation. Come on. Let's go to the mirror.
D-I-V-I nation.
All right, here we go.
All right, definition of divination. The art or practice that seeks to foresee or foretell future events or discover hidden knowledge, usually by the interpretation of omens.
Now go to type in familiar spirits. So we see what divination is, right? The fortune tellers.
Right.
For all you Israelites that still eating Chinese food and getting them doggone fortune cookies, thinking that fortune gonna tell you about your life. And then you take them numbers on the back and play the doggone lottery.
It'd be those two that be trying to get their palms read.
Yeah.
1-800 Mrs. Cleo.
Cleo.
Right,
Call me now.
Call me now for your reading.
You know she was Levi.
No, she was Benjamin.
No, she was definitely Levi.
Well, she had a Benjamin
Go
accent.
Ahead. Read it. Familiar spirits.
Familiar spirits. Synonyms. Oh, where we at? Synonyms of familiar spirits.
Yep.
The soul of a dead person thought of especially as appearing to living people.
As appearing to living people. Go back to the scripture. The Lord said, don't deal with that stuff, man. Don't deal with that stuff. Verse 11 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 11. Or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits,
Read.
or a wizard, or a necromancer.
Go ahead.
For all that do these things are an abomination.
God says you a doggone demon. Abomination. Read on.
Unto the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee.
The Lord said, because these abominations, he's going to drive these nations out. But you doing those doggone abominations. Read verse 13.
Verse 13. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God.
So God says, if you're doing any one of these things, you are not perfect.
Yep.
And in order to be perfect, you got to keep God's commandments. That's the only way.
Yep.
That's the only way. Give me Exodus 22. Then we're going to move on to the next video. Give me Exodus chapter 22, verse 18.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Y'all see the judgment for witches back then?
Yep.
Back then, the judgment for witches was not. Now, watch this now, because somebody might say, oh, well, the Lord don't kill witches today. You got to be crazy. You out your mind. You think the Lord won't kill you behind if you're a witch.
Yep.
Back then, the Lord told Moses and the men to destroy the witch.
Right.
Today, the Lord's still giving out judgment. He's still giving out judgment. Now the Lord doing the killing.
Right.
Go back to the video. Go back to the video. Go back to the video. Go ahead, play that thing. Just play it from there. Then we're going to move on.
Unmuted.
Dying was just for the deceased person to go to a place to rest. And it will take them 80 days, 80 jornadas, 80 days to get to that place, in 80 days to come back. So it's just an opportunity for you to bring that people from their rest to join you in a celebration of both of their rest and also their lives. For some people, it may sound like a morbid custom, but the reality is that prior to this Catholic meaning that it has gained in the past 500 years, it was something very, very normal.
Dr. Babalito says the Day of the Dead has changed over the years.
Now with movies like Coco and Hollywood, the celebration of Day of the Dead, it has gained more of a commercial success, and it's lost a little bit of its original meaning that, again, has been around in Mexico for over 3,000 years.
Day of the Dead is not, repeat, not some version of Halloween.
Somehow, today, especially in the United States, the Day of the Dead has become linked to Halloween, and it has been linked almost to a tragedy.
It is a link to Halloween.
Celebrate tragic things, but in Mexico it was a celebration, and that's something that I always want to remind people, because a lot of the tones of Day of the Dead are almost too obscure. And if you see, for example, altars in places like Puebla in central Mexico, the altars are full of light with white materials. There's a lot of colors, so it's not this Nightmare Before Christmas thing that we celebrate today, you know?
And Dr. Babalito has a recommendation for the best way to approach.
Go to the book of Isaiah. Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20. It's crazy. So the brothers say the Day of the Dead is not like Halloween, but then they show people dressed up in costumes.
Right. Face painted.
Don't they do the same thing for Halloween?
Yeah.
The Day of the Dead is the Day of the Dead, where they celebrate death. Ain't Halloween the same thing? They celebrate death? The same exact thing? To where the satanic religion, the Day of the Dead is their holiday.
Right.
Celebrating Satan. Go ahead, read that thing.
Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 3.
Verse 20.
Oh, sorry, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
Woe unto you that call evil good.
And good evil.
And good evil. Read on.
That put darkness for light.
That put darkness for light.
And light for darkness.
Didn't we just saw that? He called evil good. Right. The Day of the Dead, yes, about death, but yes, a day when we celebrate our families, it's a colorful day.
Right.
Like that's supposed to change the basis of what it's about.
Right.
3,000 years, the tribe of Issachar, you so-called Mexicans, has been worshiping dead people.
and they're trying to separate it from Halloween, like Halloween bad, but Day of the Dead is good.
Right, but Day of the Dead is good, though.
Come on.
Day of the Dead is good. You worshiping dead people. Stop worshiping dead people.
Right.
Go to the next video.
Come on now, dog.
For real. We need some ad-libs or something. Come on, our mom. Sheesh. You need some help over there.
Yeah, he needs some extra hands.
Yeah, for real. We need some help.
Need an extra pair of hands, man. He can't get the ad-libs on point. Unmute it.
Come on.
Hello and welcome. Today we are gonna learn some tips about the Dia de los Muertos that you're gonna love. 5 tips that's gonna help you set up your day and your celebration, and you're gonna be successful. My name is Diana, and I'm here for your culture consultation. So today the first thing that we're gonna learn is that you need an ofrenda, an altar. And what is that? It's like a little shelf that you put stuff on that we're gonna actually go over. And so what I do mine with is like shoe boxes, and I have a little table for the table, and I cover it with this kind of cloth, very colorful, and I'm gonna be putting stuff on. So the first thing you need is that shelf, the altar, which is called the altar. Of course, you need candles and all the decoration and flowers and everything. thing. The second thing you need is frames with the people that passed away that you're going to be celebrating. So it's the idea of the Day of the Dead and ofrendas that you're bringing the dead back. So you're going to put those frames of the people that were important in your life, could be related.
Hey, don't y'all be taking their notes and stuff and trying to be trying.
And also it could be a famous person who passed away. And so you're going to put the frames, maybe celebrating yours, your neighbors. It's up to you how many people you want to include in your altar. And some people do it for the family, some people do it for the neighbors, some people do it as a community. And so you gotta put those frames and choose a good picture, of course. And another thing you need to celebrate is what they like. And what they like could be food. So if they like a certain type of food, you can cook it, put some for them, like a portion, and then another portion you eat with your family. And in an activity, if they like say, play golf or like dancing, you can either do a drawing or play the music they like, or actually write it down on a piece of paper, or even draw it if you're a good drawer, you know? So that's another thing you can do for that. For decoration, you're gonna need papel picado, which is these thin papers that you hang on top of the a room or anywhere near, and they're thin and they're carved with little images. Some even have skull shapes, and you can go to any store these days. They have stuff for Dia de los Muertos, especially craft stores, so you can find this. My favorites are the square ones with little activities in them, and you just hang them and make your room completely colorful and beautiful. And it's called in Spanish papel picado. And papel picado is also representing the fragility of life. Also, I celebrate always this lady who, if you don't know who she is, you need to. It's Frida Kahlo. She was a poetry of a person. She was just a wonderful artist, did self-portraits, and look her up. And she always wear flowers on her head. So I would recommend to always wear flowers on your head like Frida Kahlo. So this is Frida Kahlo style decoration, no? So, and then, of course, this can never be missed, pan de muertos and sugar skulls y calaveritas de azúcar. So, pan de muertos, Day of the Dead bread, you can make it yourself. There's a lot of recipes
Hey, go to
online.
Isaiah chapter 65 verse 2. Remember, so she said you need an ofrenda, you need an altar. Right. And then what's the next thing that she said you needed?
I can't even remember.
She said you needed food.
Oh, yeah. That was one of them. Yep.
That they love to eat.
I thought that was kind of like a test. I thought you thought I was taking notes or something.
Read that, 65 and 2.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 2. I have spread out mine hands all the day unto a rebellious people.
God says we rebellious. You so-called Israelites, you so-called Mexicans.
Right.
You are the Israelites.
Right.
God says you rebellious. Read on.
Verse 2, I have spread out mine hands all the day unto a rebellious people.
Go ahead.
Which walketh in a way that was not good.
Which walketh in a way that is not good.
After their own thoughts.
That's what we read. That's what we listening to right now.
Right.
They saying that Day of the Dead is good. That's our own thoughts.
Right.
Read.
Verse 3.
Watch this.
A people that provoketh me.
People that provoke God.
To anger. Continually.
God says you get me mad every day. All the time. Read.
To my face.
God says you did this to my face, man. That's how I know God is a black man, bro. The way the lingo,
right?
His lingo, this is a black man's lingo.
Yep.
You gonna look me in my face and lie to me?
Right.
That's a black mother's, I'm gonna tell you, that's a black man or a black mama.
Right.
How dare you lie to me in my face? Like, the lie wasn't bad. It's the fact that you did it in their face.
Right.
You gonna lie to me in my face? Read verse 3 again.
Verse 3. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face.
To the Lord's face. Watch this.
That sacrifice.
That what?
That sacrifice.
That sacrifice.
In gardens.
In gardens.
And burneth incense.
And burneth incense.
Upon altars.
Upon altars. Did not we just see this happening?
Ofrenda.
Ofrenda. You got to get an ofrenda. Then you got to get food to put on the ofrenda.
Right.
Which is food burning. You sacrificing food.
Right.
On this altar to a dead person.
And then they got their candles and all that. So that's going in.
They burning incense. They
crazy,
burn
man.
incense on this ofrenda.
That's crazy.
With food on it to this dead man.
In God's face.
In God's face. Just a slap in the face.
Right.
Go back to the video, man.
Oh, man, y'all better wake up.
Go back to the video. God said, I ain't with you, man. You provoke me to anger continually.
And in the beginning of the video, she said this is a culture, what she said? A culture what? Culture tutorial. Like, what you said, that's your, man, Issachar, man, come on.
Issachar got to wake up.
Got to wake up, man.
You so-called Mexicans are the tribe of Issachar.
There you go. That is not your culture. That is not your culture. If you don't mind me saying this real quick, Cap, because if we don't, if you see how they so meticulous about this hell day, if y'all put half the effort into worshiping the Most High the proper way and how He say it, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Let me get real quick. Let me get a script, Cap, if you don't mind. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 47. Because if we put half the effort into worshiping the Most High the proper way and worshiping the Most High how He said it, we'll be all right as a people.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness. And with gladness of heart.
There you go, gladness.
For the abundance of all things.
Because when it comes down to us celebrating the high holy days, man, it comes to a point where we like, man, dang, new moon. Oh, man, another Sabbath. Man, you got to be happy about these things. When these high holy days come out, you got to decorate your house. How we decorated the temple. You got to do these things, man. But when it comes to the wickedness of your quote unquote culture, you go all out. You go all out, man. Go ahead, go back to the video. It's highly upsetting.
Hold on. Go to Ezekiel chapter 6.
It's highly upsetting.
Go to Ezekiel chapter 6. 6 and verse 1.
Ezekiel chapter 6 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face towards the mountains of Israel, and prophesy against them.
And prophesy against them. Jump down to verse 13.
Verse 13. Then shall ye know that I am the Lord.
Go ahead.
When their slain men shall be among their idols. Round about their altars.
Their
ofrendas. Upon every high hill. And all the tops of the mountains. And under every green tree.
Read.
And under every thick oak.
Read.
The place where they did offer sweet savor to all their idols.
Going into
food.
Right, going into food. They offer the sweet savor. They offer the very food they love to eat.
Right.
The hell is this? That's their sweet savior. The Lord said, then ye shall know that I'm the Lord when all your slain man.
Come on, man.
Gonna be amongst the idols round about the altar, round about the ofrendas.
Right. And this is the reason why we was put in the conditions that we are in today.
Yep. The Lord got a judgment, man. The Lord got a judgment coming. Go back to the video. Go back to the video.
Go ahead.
Actually go to a local Latino bakery, Latinx bakery, and you can find it. And also sugar skulls are like these plain sugar skulls that you can decorate, or also you can buy them already done for you. And last but not least, the movie Coco is one of the most beautiful movies I've seen lately that represent the Dead of the Dead. It's appropriate for all ages, and it touches on so many levels of family, tradition, and Day of the Dead, what it means, and it's a wonderful
but the last
movie.
guy, hold on right now. The last guy that spoke on Coco, he just recently said that it's watered down. It don't really show the quote unquote real way of the Day of the Dead. But now we got another Mexican saying that the movie Coco, so-called Mexican, right? Saying that, this movie is a beautiful movie. It goes in depths, and it shows. Come on, y'all can't even agree on that. Y'all, this is a hell day.
It's
that's
evil, man. Go to Hosea 8:11.
Confusion.
Go to Hosea chapter 8, verse 11.
Straight confusion, man.
Go to Hosea chapter 8, verse 11. Go to 8:11. Read that.
Hosea chapter 8 and verse 11. Because Ephraim hath made many altars.
Ephraim is the so-called Hispanics, Native Americans, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans. Y'all are Ephraim. We are Ephraim. Read.
Hath made many because I'm sorry, let me start.
Come on.
Hosea chapter 8 and verse 11. Because Ephraim hath made many altars.
Many what?
Many altars.
Many ofrendas
to sin.
To sin, to transgress God's laws. Read.
Altars shall be unto him to sin.
More sin gonna happen. Watch this. Read.
Verse 12. I have written to him the great things of my law, but they were counted as a strange thing.
Read it again.
Verse 12. I have written to him the great things of my law, but they were counted as a strange thing.
It was counted as a strange things. Go to chapter 4 and verse 17.
That's crazy.
The Lord said, I gave you the law, and we count them as a strange thing. We've been doing this for 3,000 years.
Right.
Been celebrating the dead for 3,000 years and wondering why we going through what we going through.
Yep.
Wondering why we was put on slave ships. Wondering why name changed. Wondering why we speak Spanish.
Right.
Wondering why we can't stop the killings in Mexico.
Yep.
Come on.
Hosea chapter 4 and verse 17.
This is why the Lord said this.
Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone.
That's why the Lord said, you know what, the hell with him.
Right.
The hell with him. Ephraim is joined to idols. Leave him alone. But all praise to the Most High through Christ. Now we can repent and come back to our Father.
That's right.
And that's what we teach you on the Natives Hour.
That's right.
Come back to your Father.
You're not Mexican.
You ain't Mexican.
You are
Leave them
Issachar.
idols alone.
Right.
Leave that witchcraft alone.
That is not
Leave
your
them
culture.
ofrendas alone.
That is not your culture.
Stop sacrificing enchiladas
Right.
to Tio Juan that died 50 years ago.
And little skull cookies.
Stop doing it. That's sin.
Yeah. Yeah. For real.
God says stop doing it. Go back to chapter 8.
Here we go.
In verse 14.
Hosea chapter 8 verse 14.
Read.
For Israel hath forgotten his maker.
We forgot God. We forgot the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
That's what we forgot. That's why we celebrating the dead. We ain't celebrating the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
Because that God say, I'm the God of the living.
Yep.
I am not the God of the dead.
Right.
We have forgotten our God. Read.
And buildeth temples.
And builded temples. Read.
And Judah hath multiplied fenced cities.
Read.
But I will send a fire upon these cities.
Come on.
His cities. And it shall devour the palaces thereof.
And it shall devour. And that's what's going on now. And that's what's going on now. Go to chapter 1 and verse 10, and we're going to take a break. We're going to go to break. Go to chapter 1 and verse 10. Go ahead.
Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them,
there it shall be said,
ye are the sons of the living God.
Here, right here in America, in Mexico, we got brothers all over the world.
Yep, all praises.
Spreading this truth. Letting you so-called Mexicans know that you are God's chosen people.
That's right.
Stop with the Day of the Dead. Stop with the building altars. Stop with the sacrificing food. Stop with the idols. Stop it. You are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Read that last part again.
Ye are the sons of the living God.
Ye are the sons of the living God.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.